Hi, I'm Dagmar, and I'm back with a new video for you about the power of the animals, the totems. And this time I choose the bat because there is a lot of negative bat power in this world right now, and bat can be a very strong helper for you to detect, to realize, to feel the negative intentions and the sinister mindsets and the bad emotions around you in a way you haven't perceived them before, maybe. And also it can help you protect yourself, and it can tell you how to avoid these situations and people. And if bad is your totem, if you are a bad person, it tells you that you have got a very special inner capability of overcoming and surviving a process of very deep inner transformation. And you might be stuck in a dark tunnel right now. You might feel like you're stuck. But that tells you that you've got the power and the protection to come out of that tunnel on the other side and to come back to life as a completely new person with a completely new perspective. So this is what bad is all about. And there are other things. Let's see what else bad is about. Bats are a very old species on Earth. They are about 15 million years on Earth, and they live everywhere except for very cold places. They sleep in colonies, in huge colonies, in caves, and also they can live in ruins or in hollow trees, in some remote places most of the time. And so bat power is also about your social issues, because they are very social animals, and they are fond of the members of their colony. They do even nurture members of their colony. There are bats who share the food with members. There are bats who nurture the I say children because I don't know the word, the children of other bats. So they are social animals. And so bat is telling you also about family affairs, about family bonds, and it could help you to get out of that if you are feeling entangled, or if you are entangled in family affairs that are no good for you. Okay, then bat is an animal who can use its voice in a very special way. It uses its voice to attract partners. It uses it to communicate with members of the colony, and it also uses its voice and its frequencies to orientate itself in the darkness, in complete darkness, without any light. Bats can also see at light, but they don't need the light. And they are very good at flying in complete darkness without colliding with anybody or with anything. So that's also what bat is telling you. If there is complete darkness around you, it doesn't matter. Because if you've got bat power, or bat is your helper, you're able to orientate yourself in complete darkness. And you'll find your way, and you'll find food and everything, and you'll find back home also. So this is, if you are asking yourself right now if you can get out of that ever again, you will if bat is your helper. Okay, what is the symbolism of bat? Bat most of the time has got an ambiguous symbolism because it is connected to the dark sides of life. But it can be also a symbol of wealth and fortune and wisdom. In China, it has got this meaning. But in most countries and in most cultures, bat was a symbol for the darker sides. It was, or it is, connected to ancestor cults. It is connected to dead persons that send messages. It is connected to unredeemed immortality, speaking of the vampires and the vampire stories. And also it is said to be a friend and a helper of witches and sorceresses and wizards. So it has got a quite bad connotation, but as we will see, it is quite a different animal than of that kind of what we think. So in old traditions, bad was also a symbol of transition, a symbol of becoming someone else, a symbol for shamans or a helper for shamans to enter other worlds and to find their way in these other realms. And it is also said to be, in some US Native American traditions, it is said to be a trickster power, a trickster energy. A trickster is a person or an animal who can show people how ridiculous their rules are and how ridiculous they can behave if they follow the rules someone has given them without even thinking about it. So a trickster can let you look into the mirror and see yourself in a different way and say, oh no, and you can laugh about yourself and you can find another perspective. So that's trickster energy. And bad is also said to have trickster energy. It's about crossing the rules. It's about finding new rules and new views of the world, and to get rid of some rigid perceptions. So bads are said to be negative because many think of bad as related to blood and to feeding on blood like vampires. But actually there is only a small small number of bats that are feeding on blood. I think only 3 species, or 1 or 3, and they are called vampire bats. And they actually have got echolocation and thermic location of finding the mammals, also humans, they can feed on, and they cut the skin and they feed on blood while these mammals and humans are sleeping. So this is the classical vampire story, but these are only three species as I know. And all the other bats are feeding on insects, so they are cleaning and clearing the spaces from mosquitoes and from insects. And many of them are frugivorous. They eat fruit and they are very harmless. So, but the negative connotation is from these vampire bats. Okay, and these vampire bats can also cause disease because their bite can transfer disease to a body. And there are cases known that vampire bats have infected people with rabies, which is a deadly disease that is a very bad condition, and people are dying from a bad condition. So this is also why bats sometimes are considered to be malevolent and evil, but as we saw, it's only a very small part of them who can act this way. Okay, the other thing why bats are considered strange is the way they fly. They fly in a jerky way. They cannot fly smoothly, and so their old name is Flittermaus. We in Germany say Fledermaus. So this is the old name, and it's about their flight because their wings flutter. So they are called Flittermaus. And Yeah, but so bad is also connected with fluttering thoughts, with errant thoughts, with confusion, with not being centered, because it's so fluttery when you look at them. But what that tells you on the other side is, even if your flight isn't smooth, you can fly anyway, because bad can fly very well even in complete darkness. So it tells you, well, even if my flight is not so smooth right now, I'm flying anyway, and I'm getting home, and I get everywhere I want, because I have a very, very good sense of where to go, and my flight might not look so nice, but it is okay. So this is what that is telling you. Okay, the next thing why that is most of the time considered malevolent is because they have got dragon-like wings, and in European traditions and in many traditions, dragons are considered malevolent. But in China, again, in China, it has got a very different meaning, because in China is the dragon is a good symbol and is a very strong and powerful symbol. So you could also consider it as a powerful sign. Okay, then in many cultures, bats are considered to be linked to gloominess and to death and witchcraft and malevolence. And very strong is the connection to bound traits of the soul, which means something that entangles you and strangles you and keeps you at one place, and you feel like you can't get out. So this is connected to bad, negative power. And also there might be dark secrets in your family or in your energy field that you haven't been able to solve yet. So this is the negative form of bad, but also bad tells you you can get out of this, you can get out of the darkness and out of the entanglement. Then what else? Yeah, it can be a sign that you are being paralyzed by old issues of the past, of your ancestors. Even if something has happened generations ago, it can still affect you. And this is what a negative bad power tells you about, that you are entangled in old family issues that might have happened generations ago. So, and it is time now to get out of that. And bad tells you that you might be in interference with some sort of negative energy in your field or around you, and that helps you to realize who this is or what this is, and to find your way to don't collide again with them, because bad can fly without ever colliding with anything, even if it flies in the darkness. So this is telling you you can do the same. You don't have to collide with these people or situations anymore. If you use bad power, you can just avoid it and evade all these things. Okay, and that can tell you about demonic powers and malevolent people in your field and around you, and helps you how to detect it and get rid of it by avoiding it. You don't have to fight it. If you've got bad power, you just avoid it. Okay, and they have this ability to fly in the dark by using ultrasound and echolocation. So if you've got bad power, then you have a very strong ability to sense frequencies and also to emit frequencies in order to find out about your surroundings and also about connecting with people. Then the energy range of bad vocals is very, very large, so we can only hear up to 20,000 hertz, I think, and bat can emit frequencies that go well over 100,000 hertz. So they can communicate with other realms, and realms humans don't even can hear or feel. So if you've got bat power, you've got this ability too. You can send messages by frequencies, and you can get messages by frequencies normal humans don't even sense. So, okay, and you've got